Hi everyone, my name is Erin Elizabeth Warenberg. Thank you so much for being here with me today, coming to my vlog. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Today I'm going to be talking about why do we resent people and how do I stop resenting people. So resentment is a topic that's similar to hate, right? Like, oh my god, I hate that person, but it has an air of bitterness and this air of like lack of control. For a reason I'll explain in a second, but it has this feeling of like, oh, I just resent them, like this completely unnecessary whatever towards someone or something. So maybe you know them very well, maybe you used to know them, maybe you've never met them at all, but you still resent them. Okay, so why does this happen, right? It seems like I should be able to use my brain on much better things than this, so I'm going to get a little bit into that today. So in short, basically, we resent people to the extent in which we feel we have given them our personal power. So let's just sit with that for 1 second. So we resent people to the extent which we feel like we have given them our personal power. So the only thing we can control in this world is ourselves, including how we think, what we do. And in Western society that has kind of been diminished and taught that that's not a lot of control, but actually having control over yourself, what you think, what you do, who you choose to be with, how you choose to express yourself, right? A lot of these things, it's the most powerful thing we can tap into and the only thing we can control, again, but we feel like we can't because we are given blueprints of all these rules that we have to follow and what makes a respectable person and what doesn't, and you can't be like this if you want to do this, and how dare you think because you're this way you can also be this way. So it kind of, these overarching lies that are programmed into us, this kind of blends into where we get resentment. So a few ways that this can manifest your resentment for other people. The first is if it's a complete stranger, maybe someone you know, someone you don't know that well, maybe it's one of your close friends, I don't know. This one can manifest for a lot of different reasons, but it could be someone is doing or being something or some way that you want to be, but you haven't given yourself permission to be like that, and you might even not know it consciously. But so your ego turns this, it should be admiration and celebration of that person, but your ego turns it into resentment and judgment. So for example, if you grew up in a family and your sibling was allowed to your sibling was allowed to play music but you weren't, then you might resent your sibling because they were given that option and you weren't. You weren't even allowed to like have that. And so when you get older and you have more agency as an adult than when you're a child, if you aren't choosing to let yourself, even if you don't want to play music, even if you just want to pick up guitar, strum it for 5 seconds and then be done, the choice and the control is gone. So our personal power, like you're not even allowed to think that you can have that, is coming up for you. And so this, again, you might not know immediately why you're being resentful towards people, but it's usually a message was programmed into us that we can't or be like a certain way if we want something else. So something for me, because I do teach at the university level or I do work in certain settings that are more business-like, I internalize the message that I can't look like how I want to be like if I want to be professional. It's a complete lie, of course. Well, to an extent. But so I was resentful of when I would see themselves expressing their clothing choices or dressing like how they want to look like, and now I feel like I've been able to do the inner work to be able to do that and let go of that resentment. But again, it comes up because it's something you're denying from yourself. Either you were told you couldn't have it, someone told you, or you internalized the message, and so you're attacking and resentful towards these people who have something that you want. And it might not even be like a physical something, right? When you were little, you might have resented someone because they had a toy that you wanted and you couldn't have, and now it could be a toy, it could be an iPhone or something, but it can also be they have the freedom or the choice, or they've made the decision to act in a certain way, and you've already decided that you can't have it. And some of these things might be instant, so you might be able to be like, oh, I'm resentful of that person because they're wearing red lipstick and I want to wear red lipstick. Okay, you can go to the store and buy red lipstick and then that one's solved. But it could be you're resentful of people, maybe you weren't born into a family with a lot of wealth and so you're resentful of wealthy people. Okay, so don't continue the narrative that you will never be wealthy, but you have to reprogram that, and just first you have to let go of this program narrative in yourself that you will never be wealthy, because that's what's making your ego resent other people because you have already decided that that will never be your story. So that's a few ways this manifests. Also, another way is a lot of people are resentful of their exes or friends they used to be close with, and now they're not anymore. And the reason this is happening is because another way resentment comes into our lives a lot is when we say, I should have known better, or I should have been better, or I should have. It's this, again, this not accepting of the self where we're at, and that's, again, a lack of holding our personal power closely. So we decide, oh my God, I should have known this person and I weren't gonna like make it as a couple, make it. Okay, so then you need to turn in and ask yourself, okay, where am I placing value in this situation? And ask yourself, did I try? Did I do the best that I could? If you did, then so you can affirm yourself and say, I tried, I did the best I could, and then that usually helps me and people who I work with and talk about with this, like, let go of some resentment with that. And so if you feel like you weren't in control or you could have done better or you weren't good enough, then that's where resentment comes from also. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and how to shift it. Okay, so the examples I gave, you can ask yourself, why am I being resentful of this person? What do they have that I want? The answer might not come right away, but asking yourself at least allows yourself to hold the answer to come forward, and don't hold it with guilt or shame. It's completely normal, whatever comes up, and just go from there. And then also affirm yourself, like, I tried my best, I did my best. Okay, so thank you for being here with me today. If you ever want more information about me, you can go to www.erin-elizabeth.com and let me know in the comments below what resentment you need to let go of. It feels really good when you do it. I'm really proud of you. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.